Going, this is Joe. I know that I've done a couple of these Facebook lives. Usually it's when I'm like doing a run or when I'm trying to teach something about Costa Rica, or if I'm trying to, show you something cultural. But I'm just connecting just to say hello, just to see how everyone's doing. I've been truly blessed this past week, just trying to like reflect after the work week how it went, what my blessings are, my parents and my lifestyle and my background and the people that I've been able to look up to have always taught me to appreciate the little things in life and also appreciate the things that maybe aren't always right in front of your face. I've been really able to kind of reflect on the past week and thank God for what has occurred, and look at the little details. Right now I'm sitting in my hammock, which I bought last weekend. Originally a $50 hammock, which if I wouldn't have asked for a discount, they probably would have charged me $50 just by looking at my face and realizing that I'm a foreigner. But I got it down to $40, which is pretty awesome. The other hammock that I have, it was so uncomfortable, just completely uncomfortable. It made my back hurt. This one's made out of like an actual like cotton material. I'm not sure if you can see it. There we go. It's like cotton material. The other one was just super uncomfortable. But like little things like that make you realize that you're really blessed, to be able to sit in a hammock on a balcony on a Friday afternoon after a really long work week, stressful work week, and just admire the sunset in the background, eat some guacamole. Like I just made this guacamole right here, and I bought the avocados from the side of the road. Bought 4 avocados for 2,000 colones, which is approximately like $4, and just added some tomato and some onion, and I'm gonna add some lemon right here and eat it with some tortilla chips. Like that's pretty cool. Like just to be able to spend a relaxing Friday evening on your balcony in a new hammock, eating some guacamole and chips. I think that's pretty cool. So I don't really know what the purpose of this Facebook Live is. I think it's just to kind of reflect on the day. Don't know why I'm doing it live. I just am. But hopefully inspire other people to also reflect on the blessings that they have in life, to thank God for the little things, to understand that, even though there's stressful things occurring in life, with the pandemic and with maybe the economy or maybe your political views or whatever it might be, that isn't exactly the way you want it to be, you can still look at the good things that are happening in life, the positive things, the things that really, jump out at you as blessings. I moved back to Costa Rica a month ago. I've been here for about a month now. Since I was in the States, I was in Wisconsin for 2 months, and I was able to spend time with family, which was incredible. Didn't get to see any of my friends, which was a bummer, because I usually drive up to Green Bay. I'm able to see some friends in Green Bay. Drive into Milwaukee, see some friends in Milwaukee, but this time I wasn't able to do that because of the pandemic. With the proximity of being close to people, it didn't happen, which, it could have bummed me out, but I realized that there'll be other times, and I appreciated the other years that I was able to come to Wisconsin and visit with friends. I've been doing this for 8 years, going back to Wisconsin, usually during the winter time, and hanging out with friends, catching up with people in Green Bay and Milwaukee and Muskego, and this time it just didn't happen. I just spent time with family, which was cool. It was a time for me to be able to reflect on family time, be with my mom and dad, be with my sister and my brothers, spend the first time in 8 years, spend Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and my dad's birthday. And that was cool. Like that's the first time in 8 years that I've been able to do that. And this was definitely family time during this past year. And I really thank God for that. I think that's awesome. Something really awesome. I'm transitioning now to something really awesome that happened this week. Actually, it happened today. I was able to go on my first virtual field trip with my students in the United States. I'm not sure if anyone knows or if you even care, but during this pandemic, I was able to take advantage of an opportunity to teach virtually in a charter school in Wisconsin in the same district that I've actually taught in the past. And I was offered a job as a virtual teacher in Wisconsin, but given the opportunity to still live here in Costa Rica, which is unheard of. I mean, that's a blessing in and of itself, and I thank God for that. I started the job in September, and I've been with them, since September, obviously. But we set up a virtual field trip today to visit a wildlife sanctuary, which is Natua, which is in Aranjuez, Punta Arenas, Costa Rica, which is only about 25 minutes away from where I live. I asked a coworker to come with me. She couldn't come. And then I asked another friend, and he couldn't come. And then I asked a third person, very good friend of mine, Carla. She was able to come with me. We were able to use her cell phone plan to connect, to do the Zoom meet with my students in Wisconsin, because my phone plan isn't in the same network as that area of Natua. So that was a blessing in and of itself to have her connect and be able to connect with 70 students and then 2 of my coworkers, to be able to do this really cool virtual field trip. It was an hour long. They got to see macaws, they got to see wildcats, and be able to understand not only the culture of Costa Rica, but also understand how this wildlife sanctuary is helping the animals in those facilities. And it was just a really, really cool blessing. The only thing is, there's a kicker. We get there, and they take your temperature to see if you can actually get in, right? Because you don't want to have COVID. And they took my temperature, and the lady says it's 38 degrees Celsius, which is a fever. I had been planning this virtual field trip for a month with my coworkers. And the lady's like, "You can't go in." I said, "I've been planning this thing. These people are waiting. My students are waiting. They've been, this thing's going to start in 20 minutes. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do." Well, we had taken on the sunshine for the past, 30 minutes when I had gone and picked up my coworker. And I'm like, that's got to be it. There's no way that I have a fever. I feel fine. So I sat down in the shade. I drank some water. She took my temperature 2 minutes later, and my temperature had gone down to 37.5 degrees Celsius, which has got to be 98 degrees and a little bit more than a fever, right? Thing is, my temperature went down from way above, nowhere near you can be to be able to enter, right? A fever level, to down to just the minimum of them letting me into this wildlife sanctuary. So I praise God for that. That's incredible. That's amazing. Some not being able to connect and do this field trip that I had been planning for the past month or so with my coworkers and my students, and those 70 students that were going to connect at that time. That would have been a big bummer. So to be able to connect and be able to just experience the wildlife, go in and show them the macaws and the cats and the ocelots and the tapirs and all the other animals, I think that was really awesome. So yeah, I thank God for that. If you're just connecting right now, I'm just basically, reflecting on the day, reflecting on the week, and just trying to experience life to the max. I guess I'll go into a little bit of detail. I came to Costa Rica 8 years ago because I was just fed up with the rat race, fed up with keeping up with the Joneses, fed up with the winter, trying to figure out whether or not I wanted to live my life to the max, like I had kind of wanted to when I had turned 18, or continue with the rest of the flow of American lifestyle. I got burned out, just completely burned out. Not a lot of people know this, I don't think, but there came a point where I had to call my principal when I was working in Green Bay, and I said, I got plowed in. I can't get to work right away. I'm gonna have to come an hour later or whatever. And it got to me thinking, I'm like, I don't want to live like this anymore. I don't want to let the weather dictate my life. I don't want to have to psychologically compete with friends and people around me, coworkers or whatever, and have the nicest car in the lot. I don't want to have to only be able to go outside, and since I'm not really a winter sport or even a sport kind of guy, be able to only really experience my favorite season, summer, 3 or 4 months out of the year. I didn't want to live like that anymore. So that's kind of why I decided to think about when I really felt happy and when I really felt excitement in life, and that was when I had studied abroad in 2008 in Costa Rica. And this was 2013. After that day, I'm like, I'm going to get online and I'm going to look for jobs in Costa Rica. And I did. I Googled teaching jobs in Costa Rica. And what was funny is it was right before spring break. I didn't do a lot of research at all. Jumped online, found a couple of schools in the San Jose, Huachipilin area in San Jose, like near San Jose, the capital of Costa Rica. And I bought a plane ticket, spent $1,000 on a plane ticket around spring break. And it happened to be the same time that Wisconsin and Costa Rica coincided their spring breaks, so all the schools were closed. So I basically got all these resumes and these cover letters and just a whole bunch of stuff ready to hand out to a dozen security guards. I couldn't even meet with any of the principals. So you'd think that would have been a complete waste of money, $1,000 flushed down the toilet. It would have made me think that this was a waste of my time. What did I do? What did I do this for? None of those principals ended up contacting me. All that time that I had spent, updating my resume and getting the cover letters and handing them out and presenting them and, contracting a taxi driver to drive me around to all these places. And you would have thought it would have been just for nothing. But there was a purpose, because that brought me closer to where I needed to be mentally to make the move 6 months later to come to Costa Rica after I had continued to look for jobs and then got accepted to a job near the beach in Montezuma, Costa Rica, where I had moved in 2013 after I had sold my car, sold my furniture, sold my clothes, sold my bed, sold everything. It was all or nothing. And that was 8 years ago. And here I am today. Thinking, what has life brought me? How has God prepared me for this moment right here? How grateful have I been? Really realizing that there's a big purpose in life. Things always happen for a reason. I can see some of the people that are connected right now. Jenny, who was a former coworker of mine in Milwaukee. Also Natalia. Natalia was one of my first coworkers. Hola Natalia, ¿cómo estás? Pura vida. Ella fue uno de mis primeros compañeros de trabajo en Montezuma, que fue una bendición, de verdad una bendición. ¿Quién más está viendo? Jairo, ¿cómo está Jairo? Pura vida, Dios te bendiga, ¿cómo estás? Eli, una compañera también de trabajo en Punta Arenas, ¿cómo estás? Pura vida. Y no sé quién más está viendo. A ver. This is one of the first times that I've done this kind of Facebook Live where I've interacted with the people. But yeah, if you're coming in right now, I'm just basically reflecting on the day, reflecting on the week. The sun is already setted. I'm eating this guacamole that I just made here on my balcony in my new hammock. After experiencing just an incredible day, just an awesome day. Having something that I thought might have deterred me from fully experiencing the day because of the extenuating circumstance of me possibly having a fever, to it being an incredibly awesome day, just full of blessings. And I don't know what I'm really trying to say, but I want to encourage all of you that are watching or will be watching later on to reflect on the day as well, to count your blessings, to think about your long-term goals, to analyze whether or not those long-term goals are being lived in the moment, whether or not you're taking steps towards living the life that you truly want to live, because it's possible. It really is. And you know, I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm making strides to where I want to be, making strides to where I think God wants me to be as well. And, you know, just a shout out to all the people who have been able to inspire me along the way. So I guess I'm gonna end it right here because I can't even see myself on the screen because it's so it's so dark out. But if you didn't get a chance to watch this from the beginning, I really encourage you to watch from the beginning. Hopefully it inspires you. Hopefully I'm not rambling on and on about who knows what, but I do want to give a shout out to all the people that have inspired me along the way. Helen, how are you? Good to see you. Bismarck, pura vida. Estás como a unos 200, 300 metros de aquí, pero todavía está conectado. Qué bien. Yeah, I'm just saying hello to everyone, reflecting on the day, thanking God for the blessings that I have, and wishing you an awesome Friday and an awesome weekend. So, yeah, that's it. I'm going to disconnect and pura vida. God bless. Que Dios les bendiga. And hopefully we'll connect soon.